Hey guys, it's Philip Fortenberry, Fatherhood Revolution. So what about your heritage? Do you come from a long line of godly men? Or maybe you're more like me and you come from a line of brokenness. I want you to understand that neither qualifies nor disqualifies you in the eyes of God. Having that long line of godly heritage must be awesome. I see it in many of our great preachers and great expositors of the word out there, and wow, it gives me something to really aspire for or to aspire to, and makes me want to rise to the occasion so that line can be established in my family and let it start with me. But we also need the man who comes from that brokenness, but who has risen out of it, not one who's still stuck in it, and one that didn't feel like he could ever be used of the Lord or by the Lord. But I'll tell you that God uses broken vessels. And so don't despise the man who comes from the godly heritage. And I also tell you, don't despise the man who comes from the broken heritage. God uses broken things. And if that weren't true, he could have never used me. Why did I start with a camping ministry, taking 8, 10, or 12 young men on a survival outing and teaching them survival? It was all I thought I was good for. I didn't think there was anything else I could do to serve God. But I'm going to tell you guys that first I had to get that victory in my life. Then I had to be willing to stick my neck out just a little ways and try. And I'll tell you that the Lord will bless your efforts, but first you got to work on you. Okay? And that's why we need those godly families, those heritages to look at, so that we know what we're shooting at, and what we're shooting for. Because, hey, when dysfunction is your normal, you don't have anything else to shoot at. You don't understand what normal is. And I needed that. And I'll tell you, the Lord provided me in that, in a man by the name of John Prince. And he and his wife Annette helped me and my wife so much in our early years when we were struggling so. And that we got to see a functional Christian marriage in those two, and what a blessing it was. And then in time, we became that functional Christian marriage. And 34 years later, and having raised a 26-year-old son who is an awesome man of God, I'll tell you that heritage is established in this family and is going to go on, I pray, for 1,000 generations if the Lord should tarry. And so I want you to know that you can do it. It doesn't depend upon your past. It depends upon you becoming broken, humble, and contrite before the Lord, and he's going to lead you one step at a time. So this is Philip Fortenberry, Fatherhood Revolution, about to sign off, reminding you, don't forget the kid next door who has no dad. He needs you, and I used to be that kid.